This right here is the brand new Galaxy S25 Ultra, and if you're somebody who wants the very best from Samsung but you don't care about the S Pen and you're not really planning on taking 100 times zoom photos, this is probably the one for you, because this one pretty much does everything that the S25 Ultra does, but at a much smaller price point of just $999. And it's really hard to go wrong with this phone because it honestly has very few compromises compared to the S25 Ultra and still delivers an absolutely premium feeling phone. One thing that I really appreciate Samsung for doing with their S25 lineup is that all the phones, no matter if you're getting the regular S25, the S25 Plus, or S25 Ultra, the design language of them is exactly the same. If you flip the phones around, you can see that these phones all look very premium. And Samsung isn't trying to make the S25 Plus or the regular S25 look like a more budget-friendly version. So if you're not going to be getting the S25 Ultra, you still get a very premium looking phone. Now let's get into the colors. We get a silver shadow, a navy, ice blue, and a mint. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this navy color. It looks very clean, very nice. And the silver shadow is a close second. The icy blue and mint aren't really for me, but still nice colors that they threw in there. And just like last year, the S25 and S25 Plus share the same 4 colors. But when it comes to the Ultra, Samsung did switch it up a little bit. I guess they wanted to differentiate a little bit more. So you are going to get a little bit of variation when it comes to the colors with the S25 Ultra. And if you want to learn more about the regular S25 or the S25 Ultra, I did drop a video about all 3 of these new phones. So I'll leave those links for you in the description below. Now, when it comes to the display, it is a 6.7-inch display, which is a little bit smaller than the 6.9-inch on the Ultra. And what's really nice about this display is even though it is a little bit smaller than the Ultra, you're still getting the same high resolution 1440p display. So you're actually getting a better pixel density on the S25 Plus than the Ultra because the display is a little bit smaller, but it still has the same resolution. So this is comparatively the best looking display. You're also getting a 120Hz refresh rate with a dynamic AMOLED 2X display. So you're really not losing in the display department when it comes to the S25 Plus. Now, the first tiny little compromise, I can't even really call it a compromise, is that the battery on this phone is just a little bit smaller than the Ultra, which is not surprising at all considering the phone is physically smaller, so you're gonna get a smaller battery, but the difference is pretty much negligible. The S25 Ultra has a 5000 milliamp battery and the S25 Plus has a 4900 milliamp battery, but because the display itself is smaller, you are still going to be using less battery while actually using this phone. So I don't think there's going to be really much difference. And even then, you are getting the same charging speed as the Ultra. You're getting 45 watts super fast charging, fast wireless charging, and of course wireless power share. Now, as far as specs go, Samsung is not being greedy. They're giving all of these phones 12 gigabytes of RAM and the brand new latest and greatest Snapdragon 8 Elite chip in here. And there are already some phones on this chip, and from my experience and from some of the benchmarks I've seen online, this new chip is absolutely incredible. You're getting much more power and a much more efficient chip. So you're gonna get better battery life and better performance, which is pretty amazing because usually you get more performance, it costs you a little bit of battery, but in this case, we're getting the best of both worlds on all 3 phones. Now, flipping this phone over to the back, when it comes to the cameras, we're getting a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, 50 megapixels on the wide or primary, and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto camera. And of course, the front-facing selfie camera is 12 megapixels. Now, one of the biggest and really only compromises with this phone compared to the Ultra is that 5x telephoto camera. You're not gonna have that lens for that 5x zoom. So if you're gonna be zooming past 3 times, it's gonna be a digital zoom rather than an optical zoom. So you are gonna lose a little bit of quality the further you zoom. But if you're not taking 30x photos, you're probably not gonna care. Now, as far as the display goes, the physical features of the phone and the cameras, that's pretty much all there really is to it. Again, you're not losing much between the S25 Plus and the S25 Ultra, minus the S Pen and that 5x telephoto camera, but you are getting a much better price tag. So if you are looking for the best value phone, I would definitely tell you that the S25 Plus is the one for most people. What's really nice is, again, Samsung did not shy away from giving all of these new features to every single one of these phones in the lineup. So again, if you opt in for the S25 Plus or regular S25, you're not really gonna be missing out on anything. Samsung isn't gonna be kicking you to the curb. They have generously enough included all of these new features that I'm about to talk to you about in all of the 3 new phones. Now, the first new feature is called Now Bar, and essentially what it is a bar that sits at the bottom of your lock screen that when you tap on it, it expands and just tells you information about your day. So it'll tell you the weather, if you have any meetings or reminders or tasks, it will pull that out of your Google calendars, and it even integrates with third-party apps. So if you have Spotify, it'll show you the music that's playing. It's very similar to what iPhone has done with the dynamic island. I don't know if it already does this, but it would be really cool if it could show you like the traffic on your commute. So every day if you wake up to go to work, if it can kind of tell you in there how long your commute is looking like for the day, so that you can know right away if you need to hurry up or if you have some time, I think that would be a really good integration. I will let you guys know when I get my hands on the actual phone and do more testing. It is also available as a widget, so you can go ahead and add it to your home screen, and that way you have access to the Now bar also right from your home screen. And all of these phones will be shipping with One UI 7 out of the box. So as soon as you get these phones, you're gonna get the latest and greatest software from Samsung. Another great feature on here that they've added is audio eraser. So you probably already know we have image eraser where you can erase objects out of your photos. Now you can also erase unwanted sounds out of your videos. So you can actually go into the video once you're done filming, edit it, and then identify those sounds that you don't want in the video, and the AI will actually bring those volumes down or erase them completely so they're not interrupting your video. Now, if you are a freelancer or you do some kind of video work professionally and you like to edit your videos and color grade them, you're gonna love this next feature because you are now able to shoot in log. And the best part about this is you're able to do this in every single lens up to 8K 30 FPS. And again, this is available across all the phones. Even the regular S25 Plus can shoot 8K 30 in log, which is amazing. Now, the next feature that they've added to these phones that came with One UI 7 is something that people ask me a lot on my tips and tricks videos. It is the ability to record phone calls. Yes, you can finally record phone calls. The reason that you couldn't really do that before is because there's this whole legal thing about it. Depends what country you're from. You're not really allowed to record phone calls. But the way that they've bypassed all of these like legal problems is that when you record a phone call, it will actually notify the person that you're speaking with that the phone call is being recorded. So both parties are in the know and there's not really any legal issues with that. So you can record your phone calls and that recording will actually be saved as a transcription in your phone that you can access by going to your phone logs. So there you go. Now you don't need to download any fishy applications to do this. It's built directly into your phone. Now this next feature that they added is a pretty fun one. It's called Drawing Assist. You can access it from your Edge panel or just search for it. But essentially what it will allow you to do is write some text and then generate an image from that text. So in the prompt, just write whatever you want and then select the art style that you want it to generate. And then just hit generate and it will create an image for you using AI. You can also draw something. So maybe you want to draw a car or a house and then generate that image. It will work as well. And another feature on here is you can actually upload a photo from your gallery and then generate an image out of that. So I played around with this using my self-portrait and it kind of like cartoonified me and gave me this cool drawing of myself. This could be interesting if you want to maybe use a unique photo for your social medias or something like that. You could definitely find some use cases for this. Or maybe again, your kids like playing with your phone. This is just something that they can have fun with. All right, now this next feature that they added is actually really useful, especially if you're taking pictures of like your kids or family or a lot of people all at once. And it's really hard to get everyone to look at the camera at the same time or to make sure that nobody's blinking. It's called Best Face. And essentially what you gotta do is go into your camera and then enable your motion photo, which is kind of like the live photos on your iPhone. And what it will do is take a 3-second clip of any photo that you take. And if in that photo that you took, somebody is blinking or maybe not looking at the camera, you can actually go into that photo, select the person's face, and within that 3-second clip that it took, you can select which face you want to apply to that photo. And what's really cool is this will actually work with multiple people in the photo. All you gotta do is tap on the person's face, select which frame you like best, and then select the other person's face, do the exact same thing, and in the end you have a perfect looking photo where everybody is looking at the camera even though that moment never actually happened. So there you go guys, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the brand new S25 Plus. Again, I think this is probably the best phone for people who are looking to save a little bit of money, want pretty much the S25 Ultra but just don't need the S Pen or don't take really far zoomed shots. This phone is probably for you. Now you might say, wow, there's pretty much no difference between any of those phones, but that's really a testament to Samsung. They are giving you guys all of these features included. Even if you don't buy the Ultra, you still get all the new AI features. You still get the latest and greatest Snapdragon chip. You pretty much still get all the best features and specs with all these phones with very few compromises, which is good for us as consumers because we don't have to spend the most amount of money to get all the best features or all the newest features. You can pretty much get it across the entire lineup. And even if you buy the base phone, it still looks like a flagship. It still shares the same design language as the Ultra. And again, you get a lot of those same features. You're not really missing out on much. If you want to learn more about the S25, I have a video for that right here. And if you want to watch the video about the S25 Ultra, you can click this one right here. But that's going to do it for now. Catch you in the next one. Peace.